Hi, it's the Lipstick Gal. Thanks so much for watching today. I wanted to do a get ready with me featuring this. This is the new Bare Necessities from Colourpop. It's been living in this box since it arrived late last week, and I've been wanting to get into it, and then my kids got sick. You know what happens when life just happens unexpectedly around the holidays. So thank you for watching today. Oh, by the way, thank you so much for subscribing. I just recently, in the last week, passed that 900 subscriber mark, and I was elated. So thank you so much for watching and for subscribing. And if you know of somebody else who you think might actually enjoy what I'm doing here, would you share my channel with them? I would so appreciate that. Okay, so this is where I tell you I already have my sunscreen on, my beach shield. I already also have my face primed with the No Problem Primer from Touch in Sol. And I've been kind of debating about a product that I've had here. So I've had this since this summer. I have not had a lot of success in using it. This is from Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Magic Vanish. It's the color corrector that came out when she brought out her latest, what's it called? It's right here. Her Airbrush Flawless Finish. So this was released the same time this was. I'm not gonna use that today, but I paid a lot for this. I paid so much. How much did I pay for this? I paid $32 for this. $32 for 2.5 grams or 0.08 ounces. All right, so it's a peachy colored corrector. I have the shade 1, and I've not had a lot of success with it. And I didn't know whether it was because I had heavily been moisturizing my under eyes, but the idea, you know, peachy correctors to hide your dark circles. So today when I put on my primer, I was careful to not take it anywhere here. So I have it basically over my nose and here down and on my forehead. I thought that maybe trying this again, because I heard so many people talking about how they really like it, and I was like, I can't get it to work for me. It actually looks so much better. Oh, no primer under the eyes. It's also been more than an hour since I put on my eye cream, so maybe I just was putting it on top of what was already very emollient skincare, and this wants a less emollient, less, I shouldn't say less hydrated, but less slippery surface. I think another mistake I'd been making with this was that I had been using it after foundation, so I would put foundation on first, then that, which is another layer of something else. So I was hoping that if I was able to just tap it in like this, it would work better. So I'm going to use a combination of the NARS Sheer Glow and the Estee Lauder Double Wear. I've been liking mixing more glowy hydrating foundations with just a half a pump of this long staying, I'm here all day to make you perfect type of foundation. I'm going to throw on what has been my superhero concealer all this year, the Jouer Essential High Coverage Concealer. I can definitely tell that I'm getting down to the near nothings. I'm not getting as much of this as I used to. I feel like my eyebrows got away from me, and I'm kind of got a little bit of the Groucho Marx brow going on, but that's where we're gonna leave it today. So this has been something I had been really curious about. I also happen to have the Going Coconuts. Since I got this, I have been using it every single time I wear eyeshadow. Now, I will not tell you that I wear eyeshadow every day, because truly I don't. I kind of live for like a bold lip with a really neutral eye, but you can get a really gorgeous neutrally neutral eye with that. I know this is kind of like the, oh, look at this. I'm gonna get rid of this here because it's very shiny. It's kind of like the answer to the Going Coconuts. Like if this is the maximalist version, and this is like minimalist version of, you know, you want some neutrals? I got your neutrals. And it's kind of like, oh yeah, I see a lot of similarities here. You know what else I noticed? I just took that top layer of plastic off. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 of these pans that have been dinged up, you know, slightly gouged, smudged. I don't know. I feel like with the fact that they've had to produce so much more so quickly, that sometimes the utter sheer perfection of a flawlessly untouched palette. This is the second time I found that there was a gouge in one of these guys here in the Going Coconuts. I was rather surprised by that. That's okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this shade right here. This is a matte. It's called In the Buff. And I'm going to put that all over my lid. There's no mirror in this palette. I kind of wish there was, but I'm going to leave it open down here. I'm going to use my hand mirror, and we're just going to put this where we need it. I like that they have a couple of versions of these really neutrally matte shades that are very light. And as a fair-skinned person, that's one of my favorite things. Like, I still keep this Wet n Wild in the shade Creme Brulee, like right here within reach, because not every palette has that really pale matte color. Also, let me know what you think about, you know, showing you products and kind of speeding through the rest in application. I find that my get ready's with me have been getting a little long. And so I thought maybe we'd talk during eyeshadow and, you know, maybe lipstick, and maybe just show you what there is listed in the down bar below, but just kind of speed through that, because a lot of the times, you know, bronzer, blush, highlight, I do that all the time. And it's just, what shade am I using today? There's nothing groundbreaking. I've been thinking about doing a dry run of what sort of makeup I might actually use for Christmas, either Christmas Eve day or Christmas Day, because I really want to incorporate like a red lip. I've been wearing a lot of red lipstick off camera, but not a lot on camera. And as you could tell if you'd watched my red lipstick declutter, it's my favorite shade of lipstick, and I have way too many. I want to build a neutral eye that doesn't require too much effort, so that a lot of the focus can really be on the red lip. I'm going to go into this shade right here. This one's called Hot Gossip. I'm going to use that in my crease. It's kind of a warmer neutral brown. Boy, I picked up a lot. I didn't think there was going to be that much. I want to share it between the two because I don't want it to get too dark or too heavy. So far I've only been into 2 of the shades, and I like them both and they feel fantastic. I'm going to use this shade here. This one's called Velveteen, and it's a slightly cool brown. I would say that there's a warmer brown, and this one, I don't know, maybe is a little more neutral, but it looks like in the pan like it leans just slightly like a taupey shade. So I'm going to use that right here in the outer corner, and then just kind of lift up towards the edge of the brow. This shade right here, this is called Silk Teddy. I want to put this on my lid. I love metallics, and I really think that there's a gorgeous metallic formula from Colourpop. I think they do a great job. I feel like I need a little more in my inner corner. I'm going to take this first color here at the very top corner. This is called Idle Hour. I'm going to use that in my inner corner. So these are the 4 colors that I use today. This one right here, I put it on the wrong finger. This one's called In the Buff. This one here is Hot Gossip. This one here is Velveteen, and this is Silk Teddy. And if you look at it, these are very comparable shades from the Going Coconuts palette. This one here is Shredded. This is Lovely Bunch. This is Nutty, and this is Cocoa Crush. And I think it's really quite interesting how there might be a slight variation, but they're very similar. This one is hard to see, as is this one down here, because they're very similar to my skin tone, which is why I use those shades. But I think that you're going to get a slightly larger, slightly more involved Going Coconuts with the Bare Necessities palette. Another thing I picked up was this. This is the Star-Crossed Colors Creme Gel Liner Vault. Part of me is like, why did you get it? It was on sale. It was 30% off. And I'm just gonna take them all out of this packaging because if I keep them in this, I won't actually use them. I wanna put them in my jar that I have for liners. But what I've been wanting to do was to get a bright blue liner, a bright teal liner, and some other ones that would allow me, like, I think these were the ones that really called to me. So there's more of a purpley one, blue, teal, kind of a maroony red, and an orange. I always love having these three here, like a light brown, a dark brown, and a black, and a nude liner. I should put that in there. I forgot that there's a nude liner, but I already have the nude liner from Colourpop. These three here, I wasn't sure I was gonna use, but I thought, you know, since these are normally, what are they, $6 a piece, to get them in this vault, I'm gonna get more colors for less money than if I buy the ones that I want individually. So I thought this vault was a great way to go. The one kind of thing that I'm worried about is, will they dry out before I get a chance to use them all up? Chances are that will happen to some, but for the price, will it make it worth it to me? Most likely. So I thought today I would use, this is Mr. Bing, and I'm also going to use Honeydude in my waterline. I've been trying this sample of Laura Mercier's Caviar Volume. I like it a lot. And I was like, I can't afford to fall in love with another high-end mascara. What's interesting is if you look at the brush, it's kind of twisted in a little bit of a spiral. And it helps to make sure there's not a lot of clumps left in my lashes. I feel like I need just a little bit more blush. Do you ever get to that point where you're like, just a little more color? I wanted to wear a neutral blush today because of the kind of soft glam nude sort of eye look I wanted to do. I wanted most of the focus to be on the bright red lip. I've kind of been debating what red lipstick do I want to wear, but I'm going to start out with this. This is a lip liner from Flower Beauty. This is their Petal Pout lip liner in the shade Cherry. So I'm going to start by putting this on. I'm going to use this today. This is from Hourglass. This is one of the Confessions Slim lipsticks, and this is in my favorite Hourglass shade ever. This is called My Icon Is. Oh, I love a red lip so much. I don't know, I almost feel like I'm not wearing anything but bright red lipstick and Groucho Marx brows. I am interested to continue dipping into this. I would like to do a much darker, much smokier look with this. I don't know that I want to do any actual swatches because there are swatches of this palette all over the internet. If you need to find them, I'm sure you can. But I love the fact that there is a very distinct, like from here on down, kind of plummy tone to these neutrals. You also have more of your warmer ones right in through here. You've got some warmth up and through here. You do have some very distinct, like this shade's a little cooler, this shade's a little cooler. And then you have some other ones that are more like your mid-tone brown here that's a little bit warmer. It's got a nice mix of warm and cool in this. And I think that if you're gonna make a mega palette of just neutrals, you have to do that. And I think it was also very, very smart of them to include this black. I think that having a black in a palette like this allows you to add depth, use it as liner. Depending on how you use black shadow, I think that having one in here makes this palette very, very versatile. I think I could very easily take this with me. We're going to visit family for Christmas, and I think I could get a very easily look and take up less space in my makeup bag with this palette here. I'll probably take this. I don't know, just because if I do a different look every day with the same palette, I have a lot of options in here. Thanks so much for watching today. I think there's a good chance that I might recreate something similar to this while I'm visiting family in the Portland area for Christmas. A lot of times though, I do a lot of cooking around the holidays, and I know we've got an Airbnb that we've rented. There's good chance I'll be doing a lot of the cooking, which is fine. I don't mind that. But there may not be as much time for glam. There might be like concealer, mascara, brows, and lipstick. But it's nice to be able to play with a new palette, It's nice to be able to pick up a favorite red lipstick. I'd love to know what kind of your go-to look is. This is kind of like my everyday go-to on the days that I wear makeup, because there's a lot of days that I don't wear makeup out of the house, where I'll just be running around completely barefaced, which is totally fine, and I'm so confident in doing that. But if I'm going to take the time to put a face on, a lot of times I default to this, because neutral eye, red lip, it's kind of like got a huge soft spot in my heart. I love it so much. But I'd love to know what your kind of default makeup look is. Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching today. Thank you for subscribing, and if you haven't, would you please? I hope you have a wonderful holiday season, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.